If you think that AI and data centers are synonymous, you fell for billionaire marketing. Sorry. Fighting data centers has become the great American pastime. With a new Gallup poll coming out showing 7 in 10 Americans oppose building new data centers in their local area, that means that 75% of Democrats and 63% of Republicans actually agree on something. We haven't agreed on something like this since Eisenhower built out the interstate highway system. And with most future data centers slated for rural locations, many of which interfere with hundreds of thousands of dollars of low-income housing for rural citizens, data centers are on our shit list. Have you seen this one? This one is very cute. Look at him. Oh, so cute. And this is why we need slow AI. Welcome back to my favorite segment, telling my mom what this word means. Hi, Mom. Slow AI is an alternative approach to AI that doesn't use data centers or the cloud, but instead runs on your local computer. So there's 2 words it's important to understand: cloud and local. The cloud is when a computer function, like say storing a file or running software, happens on a computer you connect to via the internet. These computers are stored all together in a data center. Next week, we'll do a deep dive on what data centers are and their history, and even hopefully visit 2 local data centers here in San Francisco. But for today, an easy example of the cloud is YouTube. Every video you watch on YouTube is a file that is stored on a bunch of computers that YouTube owns and is hooked up to the internet and has had running 24/7 for 2 decades. That's the cloud. Local, sometimes also called edge computing, is when computer functions like storing files and running software happen on your phone or computer. When you hit the download button on YouTube, so you can still watch your favorite exercise videos even when you don't have signal, that file is local. And when you choose to run AI locally to get away from corporate control and dependence and use way less electricity and water, that's called slow AI. Cut to my artist talk at Leonardo last year. Project is very like anti-corporate, anti-cloud, anti-water usage. It only uses the electricity that you're using on your computer. A lot of the dialogue has been about like, oh, you're doing AI without being horrible. So here are 5 reasons that you should make the switch to slow AI. Number 1, water. Slow AI uses no water. Do not dunk your laptop in water. That's a bad idea. Number 2 is electricity, because most models that run locally use about as much electricity as a video game, and you can turn it off whenever you want. Number 3 is cost. Local AI doesn't spend any on subscriptions or tokens, and while you do need a graphics card to run some of the bigger, fancier models, there are tons of smaller models that you can run on a potato. Number 4 is privacy, and no, I could not come up with a better visual than cute puppies for privacy, so enjoy. Slow AI is way more private because all of your data stays on your machine. This is especially important when working with marginalized communities who do not want their data getting slurped up by big tech. And number 5 is choice. Farmers market choice, what do you think? Good visual? Because when you're using local AI, you have a much broader range of choices about what kinds of models you can use and what you can use them for. And while it is difficult to figure out the data provenance of like every model out there, you are still at least not giving even more data back to big tech. And over on Fairly Trained, there is a growing library of certified, fairly trained models that you can look through. And I've used slow AI for tons of projects over the years. This is Masking Machine, which is a wearable screen and computer, and it's a whole backpack. There's a battery and everything on the back. And it's using computer vision to track my face and apply this mask and simulate eye contact between me and the person that I'm interacting with. You can see here I'm like shaking hands with this person. And that's what the masks look like. Also, there's this project, AI Acne. You can see here. Each one of these little green dots is a 12% confidence that there is a face at that location, which is the highest confidence I could ever get with computer vision on these paintings. And it really shows the difference between what you see as a face and what the computer sees. And this is a good example of it actually seeing the whole face. And when it does see the whole face, it censors it with green ink. Another example of a project is this is prosthetic memory. This project actually is probably the one I'm best known for. It was completed in 2020 and it was included in the Ars Electronica Starts 2020 prize. And this project used a custom synthetic data pipeline that we had to design just for this project. And it the pipeline recognizes pages in this book and it associates them with videos from my archive. If you've been on my channel for a while, you might remember these vlogs, a series of vlogs that I did. And so they were connected via the synthetic data pipeline to my journals. And when you saw it, you could like turn the page and it would recognize more and more things. And then even my current project, Heaps, which is a sandbox game that uses AI to generate 3D worlds from any text. And when you open it, it will generate the world. Maybe. There it goes. You can see it like trying to generate the world here. And after it generates the world, you can go in and explore it. And this is still like very much a prototype, not even in alpha. And we are like, we've been applying for funding to keep working on it. But yeah, this project is also done with Slow AI. So I've used Slow AI in like a variety of different ways in my own projects. And then most excitingly, this is Slow AI, the exhibition. So I taught these skills to a group of disabled artists and designers from 7 countries. And together we created this exhibition called Slow AI. There's an introductory text, my favorite part of which is probably right here. The landscape we chose, AI, is a tricky one, snarled by hype and hate, desiccated by water theft, and full of rabid data barons with their extraction machines. So we crypt AI. Important word, crypt. We co-created a community of disabled makers, hackers, artists, musicians, writers, and teachers from 7 countries who critiqued, altered, and reinvented the algorithm. In this barren landscape, we built resting spots where we can take a break from the rush. And one emblematic piece from this exhibition is called Limp Frequency by Matt Douglas. We're going to go into Matt's page. Matt used one of the oldest versions of AI, which are autonomous little bots. And he gave the bots, some of the bots were, air quotes here, able-bodied. And some of them had Matt's disability. And one of his disabilities is a leg length difference. And he showed how leg length differences limited these bots' access to space. So he would map what the able-bodied bots and the disabled bots, like how they experience different kinds of spaces. And I highly recommend going in. There's even a simulator where you can play with making your own spaces and controlling the bots, and it all runs directly in the browser. So it's a great example of being able to run on any hardware. This kind of Slow AI can run like on your phone. It can run in Chrome. Like it runs directly in the browser. There's no backend required. The only server that's happening is the website server from Leonardo. These are examples of crypting AI, of using a crypt language and crypt experience to make something totally different. Because the thing is I am not asking you to fix a nebulous future. None of us can predict, and I'm not even asking you to burn down a warehouse or Molotov cocktail a billionaire's home. I am asking you to follow the wisdom of disabled people and make what you need with the scraps of what you have. Welcome back to telling my mom what this word means. If you've never heard crip as a verb, the disability rights activists reclaimed crip from a slur to an insider word in the 70s and 80s. Now, crip is often used as a verb, meaning to apply a disability justice worldview. It's similar to using queer as a verb. Queering means to resist the idea that there is one default way to live and love. So instead of thinking of queer or crip as being something that you are, think of them as things that you do. Disabled history is full of ancestors who gave up waiting around for governments and institutions to meet their needs. They cribbed sidewalks with sledgehammers and won curb cuts. They blocked traffic in Manhattan to protest Nixon vetoing the Rehabilitation Act. They hijacked the bus system in Colorado and won retrofitted buses for the first time ever. This is crip as a verb, and we need to crip all digital technologies that have embedded themselves in our lives. And yes, critics will say that AI is bad no matter what it runs on or who controls it or what data it uses. Or maybe that they're just sick of hearing people talk about AI on the streets of San Francisco every freaking day. And I totally get it. There's slop in your geopolitics and there's hallucinations in your legal briefs. Search is a chatbot now and everything is a mess. But I think the AI is bad no matter what crowd are missing 3 points. Number 1, we need more people outside of frontier labs who have hands-on, informed experience, giving you the agency and understanding that you need to be able to intervene into technologies you're being told you are not big-brained enough to understand. Saul Levine put it this way on Tech Won't Save Us.
They really are trying to control a narrative where like AI is happening no matter what, and like what we need to focus on is the existential outcomes, right? And so like the two camps are like the Sam Altmans who are like God is a computer and I'm God, and whatever other blasphemous and crazy things that he's saying. And then there's the folks who are trying to like carve out more of a woke lane at Anthropic, who are like, oh, like we should regulate AI, but by the way, like we want to write the regulations so that they benefit our business model.
Number 2, making projects that don't depend on the technology of the old world are part of how we design a post-capitalist future. Because remember, OpenAI and Anthropic are not scrappy little startups. They are subsidiaries of the largest companies in the world. And 3, the fact that shaming people does not change their minds. I know some of y'all are using ChatGPT and Claude even while feeling conflicted about it. I am not here to judge you, because while I don't use either of those products, I do understand why people do. I just want to offer you a harm reduction option, something that gives you more control. So if billionaires want to use fear to create regulation that benefits their business model, what's the opposite of that? Play. Because play takes big, serious ideas and turns them into Legos. Turning to play instead of fear is a powerful choice, and I want to help you make it. So if you're feeling inspired, you can check out Ollama and LM Studio and Pinocchio and Comfy UI. There are so many options. But if you're the type to get overwhelmed by new technical things, I am going to teach a live workshop on getting started with Slow AI on my Patreon. You don't need to know how to code or have any experience. I will walk you through the baby steps. It will be very fun. Let me know what you think of Slow AI in the comments. Subscribe, like, give hype points. They all help Lil Baby channel grow. And if you would like to help keep me housed, you can join the Patreon. Okay, bye! Flop time. Oof. Ugh. By the way, if you have any Patreon benefits that you would like to see over there, just let me know and I will foist them upon you.